Capital One knows life doesn't alert you about your credit card.
Pitch hitting, catcher number 2. Also Karen in row J eating the hot dog. Did you mean to tip 167% yesterday at Le Cafe restaurant? Just checking.
So, meet Eno, the Capital One assistant that catches things that might look wrong, like over-tipping, then sends an alert to your phone and helps you fix it. Eno, another way Capital One is watching out for your money when you're not. Capital One, what's in your wallet? See CapitalOne.com for details. Limitations apply.
Hi, it's Jamie, Progressive's #1, #2 employee. Leave a message at the... Hey, Jamie, it's me, Jamie. This is your daily pep talk. I know it's been rough going ever since people found out about your a cappella group, Mad Harmony, but you will bounce back. I mean, you're the guy always helping people find coverage options with the Name Your Price tool. It should be you giving me the pep talk. Now get out there, hit that high note, and take Mad Harmony all the way to nationals this year! Sorry, it's pitchy.
Progressive Casualty Insurance Company and Affiliates. Price and coverage match limited by state law.
2-1, we're on the air. Let the music play. And then I turn up the mic. Hi, folks. This is Jim the Keys bartender coming to you from the Catch in Key Largo. That was Kim Glenn coming up dispensing medication to our
over-the-counter medication.
Special guest Chris Lute. My name's Jim Brand, the Keys bartender. We're here with Chris Lute, a man of multi-talented, multifaceted Chris Lute. But before we start, I'm going to do a shameless little promotion on, and you will do the promotion with the music, but enjoy that. Take your time with that. You don't have to say anything. We're at the Catch Restaurant, happy hour Monday through Friday, 3:30 to 6:30. They got great food specials and drink specials. They also have Cook Your Catch, so you can come in and they can cook your catch, pretty much any of the preparations they have. And I'm sure there's other ones that if you want, if you can describe in detail, they'll be happy to do it. And they can do it family style, whether you come in with just you one person, or you come in with a party of 12 or more. If you come in with larger parties, I suggest whenever you go any place to try to call ahead to make sure that you have room. But we'd like to thank the Catch for having us here, and both Kathy and Paige. And Kathy's feeling a little bit under the weather, and I hope she feels better. We're coming to the end of the year, which is in the middle of May, and I'm here with Chris Lute.
Yes.
Say hi, Chris.
Hello. Hello out there.
Yeah, hello. Chris is, how would you like to describe? I would say you're a musician first, and then whatever. Do you not like to be?
I don't like to describe myself. That sounds a little pretentious. Yeah. I don't know.
Well, I know I heard Chris, and for what I understand, a musician is he fills all that out, and he's also cuts my hair. He does a great job. He's a great talent. He's talented at everything he does, from what I know, and he's also very pleasant to talk to. Yeah, you're a soft-spoken man with some homespun wisdom and deep thought too. I understand you.
I'd like to hope so. I hope so. Yeah.
Yeah. I mean, you've. I was going to with Luke. Luke will be in shortly, and we had a very good conversation yesterday. And Luke made the bold statement that he hates.
Luke making a bold
statement that he hates Nazis and Klan people.
I'm surprised.
In 2018, what a bold statement!
He's going out on a limb.
Well, everyone pretty much hates Nazis and that. It's not a bold. What I'm saying.
Right.
No, it's joke. No, it's funny. Well, I mean, everyone hates Nazis and Klan people. It's not what would you call it, a unique position to have nowadays.
Mamas, don't let your babies grow up to be Nazis
or Gestapo or Aryan Nation members. But Chris, I met Chris. Yeah, that's Chris. Yeah, or KKK. Yeah. The first time I met Chris down here, I was working at the Encore, and a
moment of silence for the Encore.
The Encore restaurant, a very fine restaurant that was down here.
It was one of my faves.
You know, it's a people always ask why places don't necessarily do what they do.
We want whys. We want answers, don't we?
Yes, and Key Largo. People get hurt when they hear this, but it can't support a super high-end restaurant on its own. And that wasn't super high-end, but it was still high-end enough that you couldn't get a regular crowd large enough for what they needed to support. Now, maybe you could have done, make it profitable if you did for 80 people to support the restaurant, but with having sushi and a full-service menu and the staff it took to open up, they needed over 100, approximately 120, average 120, to break into the
make
green,
it make sense.
in the green.
Yeah, it was
in
a
the
good
black,
show.
in the black, instead of being out of red. I say green because I think of money, but it is the black. You're in the red when you're running a deficit. You're in the black, and you go by the average price of a plate or whatever the ticket will be, and things like that. But
So that's
taken away from what we
formula that you plug in.
Yeah, we don't want to spend how long talking about a restaurant that doesn't exist anymore.
Oh,
I have somebody
but I had such great
Chris Lute.
memories.
We did have good times there.
Yeah.
Yeah, how many? You brought a couple different girls that you went out with there. At least 3
yeah.
or 4.
Yeah. It's it was a nice place to bring a young lady.
Did you ever go out with that lady that person we know just had his car troubles in front of her house? Did you ever go out with her?
I did not ever go out with her.
Okay, and I think we stayed far enough away from it that no one really should know, except maybe your buddy Rusty, if he's listening, and then Lee, and when Lee, a friend of ours, a mutual friend of ours, had some car trouble, and it could have been due to matters of the heart.
Unscrupulous.
Oh, yeah. And I had a friend that was down a couple weeks ago from Philadelphia. He had all 4 tires slashed by his ex-girlfriend in New Jersey. And he just worked the weekends there. And that week he came up. He always had he had extra transportation. He had a ride back, and he just asked. He picked up tires. He asked me to come down for the weekend, and I went down, and we had a great weekend. I did a very good. We got down. What time did I get down at night? We got down like at 9 o'clock at night or something like that, and I had closed a deal on a romantic encounter by 11:30. Then it was wonderful. It was a magical weekend for me. He replaced the tires of the car. He got slashed, and so. And I came down and had a wonderful weekend.
Nobody missed any work.
No one missed any work. And we just got tired, and we took it down to I think did we get down there early on a Saturday? We got there. Okay, yeah, we must have got up early because we got down late Friday. Went looked for if you're down the shore or any place like down there, the prices are premium, like the cost of living down here.
Sure.
And that had to be. And coming back, when you first got down here, you came down from Ohio. Were you up in Ohio?
No, I was in New Orleans.
You were in New Orleans?
Yeah, I moved here from New Orleans.
Where are you originally? You're originally from?
I'm originally from southern Ohio, northern Kentucky. The town's right there on the Ohio River.
Yeah.
I'm probably like 30 minutes from like where West Virginia and Ohio and Kentucky all meet.
Yeah.
Yeah. So it's where Southern hostility begins. I like to say.
Oh, really?
Not really. It's just I'm just being cute.
Yeah, I know.
No, it's I love the people there. There's nothing going on as far as industry, but yeah, when I go back there, I'm always amazed how cheap everything is.
Yeah,
Like the price of slashed tires.
Oh yeah. The same thing goes for me when I'm up in Philly or something like that. But so you were up there. Were you a musician?
Yeah.
There?
Oh yeah, I've always done that.
When you start getting paid gigs?
Paid gigs?
How old were you?
Probably 16. But I'd started playing in church previous to that, and we had a rockin' church band. It was a bunch of kids, and I was probably 13 or 14 when I started doing that.
Yeah. So what kind of church was it? What tradition are you from? You like that?
This was kind of mix-up, a hillbilly mix-up.
It was non-denominational?
Non-denominational.
Protestant church?
Yeah, Protestant.
Like Methodist, Baptist, Lutheran?
Not that highfalutin.
Was it kind of evangelical?
Kind of evangelical. Yeah, more evangelical than Protestant. Yeah, we didn't really. Yeah, it's interesting to look back on now.
Oh, that's good. You know what? I'm glad we got this out of the way while Luke wasn't here, because then he gets his feeling.
Man, you know what? Yeah.
Yeah. Just a strong feeling.
That's just the way you were raised, man.
I know. We don't want to. Oh, that's fucking bullshit. All this stuff about Jesus dying for your sins and all that.
Oh, yeah. Man, why do you cut your hair, man? Why you got to do that? You cut your hair.
Well, I got a question for Luke about that later on, about cutting his hair. He says that about...
He used to give me that, because I'd always crop my hair down real short.
Why do you cut your hair?
Why you cut your hair, man? Why you cut your hair short like that? You look like a cop, man. You look like a cop.
He never says that about me.
No.
Because I always wear it pretty short. Okay, but that's not about me, it's about you. So you went to New Orleans, so New Orleans is a party town, right?
Yeah.
I mean...
the reason I ended up in New Orleans is I had married a girl that was in the Coast Guard and got stationed in New Orleans.
Did you pick up gigs down there?
I did. Yeah, it took me a while. Yeah. I mean, I was real close to the French Quarter there, and I could leave the house, about 8 o'clock and
there
drive around, find a place to park.
Yeah. Where were you? Were you down near the French Quarter?
Yeah.
Was it expensive?
It's about like it is here.
Yeah.
I mean, maybe a little cheaper. Actually.
Because there's a little more land, right?
Yeah, there's more land, there's more availability.
Yeah, it's a little lower.
So it was cheaper.
Actually, it's funny.
We had a nice place.
You went from one of the lower, a place that's actually below sea level, to a place that's slightly a couple feet above sea level. Mm-hmm. There he is. Hey, Luke Glenn's here. And
Lucas.
Yeah, we have Chris Lute here, and they know each other. And so, while you were in New Orleans, you know what? Does it influence you at all, playing in a place like that?
Oh, yeah.
Because that's like a lot of blues stuff?
Well, there's a lot of that, and there's a lot of traditions that just you wouldn't otherwise come in contact with.
Yeah.
A lot of the people I started playing with had played there all their life. So there's just local things that otherwise you'd never know. I mean, I learned a lot about New Orleans drumming, like second line drumming, and like swamp pop, and playing Zydeco rhythms.
Zydeco, I know of.
Yeah, it was very different, and then the food and the architecture and the history and the antique shopping. And
let's get to something that's common. They got a drinking culture down there in New Orleans.
They do. Too. You can go through a drive-through daiquiri place.
Yeah, I heard McDonald's. You could order a daiquiri at McDonald's and stuff like that.
I would not be surprised.
Yeah. So, I mean, I remember doing that, but then again, I would have ordered it. If I'm in New Orleans, I'd probably order a beer at a McDonald's, even if they didn't have one, when you're totally fucked up. But they're open, it's a little crazy stuff. I remember some lady walking to a bar one night. She goes, "Give me a fucking cocktail." I start yelling at a vacationer from New York. And it's got like a sweet guy behind the bar, and she goes, "Honey, I think you should slow it down." I can kind of commiserate with.
You've had the hateful patron?
No, not as much. I'm not as sweet as that.
Oh, okay.
I am in the beginning. I can be.
You appreciated this bartender's gentle touch.
I try in the beginning. Once they go over once they go over that line, it's over. So you were in New Orleans. You were married. We don't have to talk about the marriage because everyone has their sad stories.
Oh yeah.
We don't want to bring down. We're trying to be upbeat.
Well,
right?
There's a lot of. I mean, there's a lot of things that are funny about it. If it's not you, I mean.
Okay.
I don't fail to see the humor in the whole situation.
I don't want to make light of your misery. Did you? So from New Orleans, down here?
Yeah, came here. Yeah.
So that was 8 years ago.
That would have been that would have been 2000, late 2011. No, that would have been 2012. It would have been 2012.
Okay.
So but I've been coming down here in a touring band since like 04, 05.
Yeah.
We'd come down 2 or 3 times a year, go down to Key West and play.
Yeah.
So, you know, I was familiar with the place. You know, I'd meet more people. I had other friends.
Did you know any? Oh, you had other friends down here?
Yeah, I had other friends from Ohio that were down here.
Was Brian one of them?
Brian was one of them. He was from the town up there in Ohio where I'm from. And he's like, oh, man, you're going to the Keys?
Luke knows Brian, too.
He does.
Brian's a fucking great guy.
He is a great guy.
He has a very big ass, guy. He has long ass sideburns.
Yeah, man.
He looks like, I told him he always looks like he's playing off of some type of, when his hair's a little longer, like Zachary Taylor or something like that, one of the presidents. What do you think?
If he could grow those.
You know Brian?
Yeah, the girls at Shipwrecks, they either call him Elvis Brian or Brian Elvis. Yeah.
That Elvis thing is just a go-to thing. I think I'd like to go back. I'd like to go back another 100 years.
Somebody the other day said Chris Isaacs, and I was like, you know what? That's a nice alternative.
That is it's a compliment. When I met Chris here, Chris came in. I think did I know Brian first or?
Probably did through Michelle.
It was the cat that did Brian Setzer. For a while, didn't he have the pork chops?
Oh, he did, yeah.
Brian Setzer, for a guy from Stray Cats.
Originally Stray Cats. The Brian Setzer Orchestra.
But Chris came down, and would you consider yourself a jazz guitarist, a blues guitarist?
Oh, no, definitely not.
A rock? What?
Man, I just think that, like, now, I came up in a time of, like, all these really good electric guitar players. So, like, I listen to, you know, if it's great country, if it's great jazz. Like, the blues thing was initially where I really started when I was a kid. So there's lots of that, but, you know, at this point, I like everything. But I definitely wouldn't consider myself a real jazz cat.
Do you have a thing for Django Reinhardt?
Oh, I love Django.
Okay.
Oh, I
know what I'm talking about? Django Reinhardt?
Yeah.
How the hell would he do that with two fingers?
Did you ever see that movie with by Sean Penn?
With Sweet and Lowdown?
Sweet Lowdown?
Yeah.
You got to see it. It's a fictional history of a jazz guitarist played by Sean Penn in the 1920s. And it involves...
That was before electricity, when the guitar player was largely ignored, man. In the jazz band, it was just a rhythm instrument.
No, but they focused on the jazz guitarists in the 20s and 30s. And Sean Penn, they made this fictional history of him, and they had these great stories. Get to see it. But there's tons of great stories you had. And I've heard these stories at the bar, and when I get to and I know you can't talk about it in a hotel. If you ever get the chance, I think you should save those stories for the day when you do your podcast.
Oh, yeah.
But you have some interesting things that
I have to.
You told me one
participants
like 6 months ago or 7 months ago. That was an interesting one. I don't know if it happened 7 months ago. It happened in Key West. You were playing a gig. I don't know the time stamp.
Yeah, I don't know either.
I don't know.
There's a lot of stuff that's happened down there.
Yeah, down there. It was very exciting, yeah. You know, you got to watch what you say and stuff like that. You don't know who
took part in what?
Who took part in what, when, and where. So,
So as long as you change the names, man.
Yeah. So how's your view of the Keys now? Like, is it a hard place to live, or is it what's your primary thing when you hear? Is it fun? Is it not fun?
No, it's been wonderful, and it's been more than I deserve, you know, in a lot of ways. I came down, and I liked the small town vibe, and there was enough live music going on where I could play live music.
Yeah, there ain't a lot of small towns like this anywhere in the world that has this much live music.
Yeah?
I'm serious.
And it still keeps that small town vibe.
Yeah, it's kind of like one of those Jersey Shore towns that get real small, but it doesn't get... We get like weeks. We don't get seasons, big, long months of dead, because we get like a couple weeks, and then the summer starts, right? What do you think?
I've never been there in the summer. I wouldn't know.
No, I'm talking about here. No, in Jersey, it just goes balls to the wall. It's balls to the walls from May until September, and they got a couple like festival weekends, but that's it. And there's nothing going on from September to May or October to May, and it's just a ghost town down there.
That's why, because everybody comes here to get out of the fucking cold.
Yeah, that's right. So, but you're not one of those people that come down here and have this this idea. There was a poem by Edgar Allan Poe called El Dorado.
Is it about the Cadillac?
No, it isn't. It's not about that. It's about a fictional town made of gold.
Oh.
And it's gaily bedight, gallant night, in sunshine and in shadow. Boldly he rode over some of a bar in search of El Dorado. That was it. And what happens in the end? The knight grows old, searching for this fictional town, and he ends up missing out on life pretty much because he's in search of the perfect place.
Oh.
So his expectations were never met. He always had this thing that there's one place, and people have these ideas of the Keys when they come down here. They're over. If you have over. My expectations down here when I first came down here was I was getting out of town because I was getting separated, and this was another place to go. Then I wanted to go someplace else later, which worked for me because this didn't have to be perfect. You know what I'm saying?
Right.
It had to be all right for a couple months, and it turned out to be better than all right for me, at least for 11 years. And I'm sure the same goes for Luke too, because did you come down here with a specific purpose of staying down here the rest of your life?
Pretty much, we sold our house 3 days before it was foreclosed on. We sold it.
Yeah.
We came down here to the Keys. I had a 3-week stay at a Holiday Isle.
Yeah.
So we lived in the band house, and then we moved into a Key Largo campground for 3 months or so, until we saved up enough money to get us a little shit box trailer down on Windley Key, man. It was fucking great.
Yeah.
Had no plan, just doing it by the seat of your pants, you know?
So you came down here because you're changing your
I know. I was getting a divorce, and I did not want to go back to Ohio. And I had friends down here that are like, "Come down here and play. Let's play." Mm-hmm.
Yeah.
And I had people that were like, willing to let me live at their, on their property.
Mark was it Mark?
Mark was one. Michelle was another.
Michelle Kusevich.
No.
Cozy.
Cozy.
I say Kusevich. Did I know another Michelle? Man, I know entirely too many.
No,
I'm
married to a Polish.
Collaborators, man.
And then Jason.
Oh, this is no
Poff.
secret. There's no secret right here.
Yeah.
Goodbye. Take care.
Yeah. Then Jason Poff.
Yeah.
Yeah, man.
So, what would you say your memory so far down here is? Like,
there's so many good times I don't even remember.
How about one of them? You got any of them?
Yeah, I've got plenty of them. Just so many nights of having a really good sounding band, playing with Steve, and Steve writes great songs, and he's a great frontman, and the music has integrity. And playing a show where you sound really good, man. I love playing slow blues stuff with some changes in it. Have a couple of those in a night, look around and see all your friends having a good time, everybody laughing and having a good time.
For a side of rolls.
Those, to me, that means a lot. And I've had a lot of those. A lot of times where I played some music and I helped create an environment where all my friends were having a good time.
Mm-hmm. I guess it's nothing better than that.
To me, I really love putting people together. I really love seeing my friends laugh and everybody having fun. And, to be able to step back to the peripheral of that and look at the big picture and be like, man, look at the good time everybody's having.
So
that's beautiful to me.
So what are you doing for relaxation down here when you're not playing music or styling someone's hair or something like that? What do you do? What's your ultimate kickback activity? Doing what we're doing right now.
I agree. I will leave it. If I've played a gig and I'm really happy about the way I played that night and I'm excited about music, I'll go home and play some more music.
Yeah.
I'll go sit and noodle some more. I'll just go back and just sit down with my guitar and play some more stuff.
Would you call it noodle?
I say noodling.
Yeah, if I was noodling, that's something I did in when I was in high school, and did in the bathroom when
Right.
I locked myself
When you
in.
noodled your doodle.
Yeah, that's pretty much noodle. But you know what I knew when you said noodling, I knew you meant music.
Yeah, well, yeah, I don't.
We call it
It's
all
not
the
like
time.
catching catfish.
It's like when you're in between songs and you're trying to work on something and somebody's over there noodling.
Yeah?
It could be anybody in the band.
Oh, is that what they're doing over there? Is that what you're doing? On their guitar?
Or a drummer, you know.
No,
It's a bad habit on stage, and
And you're trying to, all you're trying to do is tune real quick, check your tuning, and it's like, shut the fuck up.
You know, I actually kind of enjoy that when I hear like someone doing, something like that coming up. But that's pretty cool.
it's like hearing an orchestra tune up. You know, hearing the orchestra tune up is not a pleasant thing, but it is part of it.
Well, while I have you here, Chris, I don't want to drain the thing. I got this great story, and we had this discussion about that crazy guy yesterday.
I love it.
Okay. Man faces multiple charges in pursuit case. This is from the Florida Keys Free Press this Wednesday. A 42-year-old Fort Myers man involved in a long chase up US 1. Once again, a chase up a chain of islands where, oh my God, all you have to do is
going north. He was going up and not down.
Right.
Well, either way, it's just like he had it on the stretch, and what happened? He was driving recklessly in his truck, and he got pulled over by a Monroe County deputy. And when they ran his plates, they realized that he had a suspended license, and they asked him to get out of his car, and he decided not to get out of his car. Put his truck in drive and started speeding off. And as he went up north in Almirada, they deployed the spike strips, and by the time he got up to 117, all the way up to the 117,
he's moving on.
That is 34 miles. 34 miles into Miami-Dade. In Miami-Dade, it starts at 114, if I'm not correct. He was on his rims, and then he crashed into the fence and put his hands outside. But he had 6 or 7 fraudulent credit cards. It shouldn't be a thing, but he had marijuana. He had a suspended license. So what he would have gotten in trouble for, probably, they wouldn't have, I don't know.
Yeah, them credit cards, you're going to take the ride for that.
I don't know if they would have checked them, though.
No, but if you're driving on a suspended, man, you're fucked.
Yeah,
if you're suspended, they're going to check everything?
Oh, yeah, they're going through your shit.
They're shaking it all down.
So they pretty much should have known he shouldn't have gotten back into his fucking car.
Dude shouldn't have been fucking driving, man. And
okay.
If you got like...
Oh, right. He was near mile marker 74.
Yeah, he got a long lead on him.
Oh, he did. I mean, well, they're going to get up ahead. And what happened? And they found a partially smoked marijuana cigarette. Why not marijuana cigarette?
Marijuana cigarette. That's funny, isn't it?
And like, no one would understand he had a partially smoked joint. If they put joint, the person that wrote this article, who was this person?
Well, you know,
Doesn't
they
have
have
it.
to write it in police speak, you know.
Yeah,
allegedly, you know.
Yeah,
No,
allegedly.
this was the partially smoked was found inside the vehicle.
Yeah, whoever wrote this,
And
they
7
wanna
credit cards
two
show the bank had reported credit card information was stolen from 6 different individuals, which means 2 of the cards were from one individual. 2 of the cards, because they said 7 credit cards from 6 different individuals. So not only was he was fucking someone over, he was fucking over someone twice. And he was taken to Plantation jail on $150,000 bail. Now, you have...
He wanted to know if he could pay that bill.
If you have 7 credit cards and you're going to come down in the Keys...
We probably stole them down here.
No.
A lot of easy targets down here. People drinking at the tiki bar, leaving their purse.
No. What this says is he had credit card information stolen from at least 6 different individuals across the United States. What he got was information, and he got credit cards issued in a name. Ooh. For that person's name. He didn't steal their credit cards.
I got you.
He stole their information and applied.
He purchased it. from a third party.
Yeah, he got the information, and what he applied to, what you do is you apply for a credit card, and he has a real credit card. Let's say I'm Luke Glenn. I say I'm Luke Glenn, and I have your information, and they go apply for an American Express Gold card.
It's not going to happen.
I know. Let's say you had excellent. No, let's say it was excellent.
Yeah, steal my identity.
But let's say they do, and you have it, and you just apply for it, and that's what I do. And I'm Luke Glenn, and this is my card, and I can show whatever address they want. And I have the security code. I apply for it, and you also have the PIN number for withdrawing cash. So they give you a $5,000 limit. That's what we're going to do. And how we had this, I don't understand where we got to a point in the United States where it's your responsibility, Chris, or your responsibility, Lou, or my responsibility, Jim, because a credit card company gave a card out under false.
Right, they got tricked.
And then we're responsible. They sent it to another address, which isn't our home address. They should be duly vigilant. They should be vigilant about making sure that card goes to the right person. And then when they send it out, it shouldn't be your responsibility.
These motherfuckers sell our credit information all the time, man.
Yeah, they got insurance on that.
Our shit ain't.
No, but it shouldn't be our responsibility. We should have to cover for it.
Most cards now, if you get ripped off and you point it out, man, they give you your money back. It's getting better. It's not as bad as it was.
No, wait. It's not your money back. No. What I'm saying is you're opening credits accounts, new credit cards. It's not out of your account. Let's say you get it from Chemical Bank.
Yeah.
That's a new account. And they say, I don't care. You all said,
I won't know about it because it didn't come to me.
No, it did not come out. It wasn't you. And you're responsible for it, though. And then they're going to make it, they're going to send a bill collector and say, well, it's you. And say, well, that's not my address. I lived here for 11 years. You send it to someone over there. It should be a no-brainer. You shouldn't have to go to anybody to get it. Say, I'm sorry, what you did is I live in Florida, in Key Largo.
You
sent this to Connecticut.
Yeah.
Under my name, which I've never lived in Connecticut. I don't have a Connecticut phone number.
Right.
Right? So
Connect the cut.
yeah. Hey, could you, whoever goes up, could you get here? Oh, cool. And one cab, and one Cabernet. Right. So you get what I'm saying? What I'm laying down?
Yeah, I smell what you're laying out.
Okay. Have you been to the Key Largo pool? And have you ever gone to the Key Largo pool? Have you been to Key Largo Park at all? Yeah, you have. For one of those events. The Key Largo Park.
I never go to the Jacobs Aquatic Center.
You go in there?
I've driven by there. I've dropped people off there when I drove taxi.
Well, since Irma, or around that, the pirate pool was closed. And I used to go and hang out there. I would just go and jump in the pool when I first came down here.
Kids peeing in the pool was turning me out.
No, but I wasn't in the little kids pool. I was in the lap pool. I go in the
worse. People piss like crazy in the lap.
No, in the lap pool, it wasn't kids.
Doesn't matter. Dolphin just as disgusting.
Oh man, you're making why do you have to be a hater all the time about that stuff?
Because I'm that paranoid. I'll go swim in the ocean amongst shit and sewage.
And needles and fucking needles. And fish shit in that all the time.
Yeah, and
you swim in fish shit.
And but for whatever reason, man, I don't know what happened, but I've just never fucking liked.
Okay, well they opened up the pirate pool. The pirate pool, and all it is, it's for kids like that are old enough to walk till like 5, and they are like little shit machines. And that thing, every other time I was there, you'd have people come down from, they come down from Homestead, and not that their kids are particularly more shittier than the kids down here, but you just have more kids shitting.
Well, and they do eat like more weed-fried beans too.
That's culturally insensitive. I was just talking about the
insensitive. Unsensitive isn't a word. It would be insensitive.
Very good, Luke.
Every now and again, I flash back to my mama's.
Okay, insensitive. That was very culturally insensitive. And then, part of it's, we're going to make mistakes while we're drinking and talking about this stuff. But I went there later. They opened up the pirate pool at the Key Largo thing. I know it sounds boring, but this thing, I seen adults sitting there. That's like sitting in a very large toilet.
Oh, yes.
There's pee and poo. There's a diaper. When someone puts a diaper underneath a bathing suit, what they're saying is, there's going to be shit in this water pretty soon.
We accept this.
And it's going to probably be diarrhea. So, you got it. You're getting septic or something like that. Whatever that kid has.
Yeah, no backstroke, spitting water out of your mouth.
What I think they should do, so you got the pirate pool open here. Okay. Follow my reasoning. You got this man with multiple charges. That was, he's speeding. He was several times the guy that escaped. And I can connect the dots here. He drove into the opposite lane in order to get past people in front of him.
Yeah, he was making some hairy moves, man.
Yeah, he was. Well, we should take him and put him face down for a couple minutes time instead of water torture in the pirate pool on a Saturday.
Oh, right.
Have him in the bottom face up.
Yeah, face up.
Yeah, let's
drink that water in and say, you know what? You know how much you don't care about every fucking other thing. Yeah, you don't care about anybody else on the fucking road.
Start them off with
you go and do it.
Egg breakfast.
Yeah, well, you don't know how to do it. Here you go. You're drinking the shit water right here in the pirate pool.
Yeah.
That's before you go to jail. And then you stick them in prison and say,
you're not getting antibiotics.
You're not going to get
whatever you got from drinking child shit pool water.
They should have put that Steve
Campos
in there.
Cordova.
Remember the guy with the Corvette? We always talk about the guy with the Corvette. That's the best story.
Oh, give it to me.
Corvette was 9 months ago, 10 months ago. He was coming in a white Corvette, 2016.
Meth is a hell of a drug, man.
2016. He's driving down here. He comes 80 miles an hour coming over the bridge.
Coming in hot.
Gets stopped at the Pink Plaza. Got pulled over.
Big moves.
Gets a ticket.
A ticket?
Ticket.
For coming in hot, 80 miles an hour over?
Yeah, no. But he was fine. He got his ticket for speeding, okay? He peels out at Pink Plaza, and then he gets pulled over here. Doing 105.
Oh, what are the chances?
And he gets pulled over again, and then they ask him, why would you speed out after getting a ticket? What was your reasoning? He said, I was angry about the first thing. And then they found out, I think they may have found an unlicensed gun. Now the story keeps on getting worse. Unlicensed gun and drugs in the car. That was amazing. So,
it's pretty hot.
There's another guy, Steve, I think it's Steve Kubiak, you can stick in the pool with him. Okay, last week we had Russell Pello on it. We're going to do I have another idea for a segment. And folks, this isn't visual, this is only one part of it's visual, okay? And I want Chris to help participate in it. I don't want to put you on the spot.
Put me on the spot.
Okay. First, don't look here.
Okay.
We're going to do a Rorschach test. What does that look like to you?
A chick with a big pussy.
Okay. Rorschach test was big. Now I can't even really ask you what that looks like.
I see where he's coming from. I'm going to say a penguin with a big pussy.
Penguin with a big pussy. There we go. I was thinking butterfly, so that was good. Okay, we're going to do some word association. We'll go back and forth. I'll start with you. Nazi.
What I can tie my dick in. A Nazi.
Skinhead. First thing that comes to mind.
A skinhead. I think
you can't throw the word back, skinhead.
I know that's white dude with shaved head, red laces. You know.
Oh, all right. Clan member.
Clan member. Well, it could be some fucking hillbilly up in Kentucky, I reckon.
Oh, that's so stereotypical. You know, Pennsylvania had the largest clan association at one time.
No, I'm talking about that's what they're called their clan. This is
Northern state.
Broccoli. Come on, word association. You got the first thing that comes to mind.
Cheese.
That's good. I like that. Dildo.
Key.
Okay.
Dildo key.
Okay, that means your a-hole's a lock, I guess. Your asshole's a lock.
Dildo
Waffles.
key.
House.
Okay. Panties.
Off.
Cheerleaders.
Fun.
Asian.
Funner.
Clothespin.
Nipple.
I thought you'd say penis. That's very good. Belt.
What?
Belt.
Like a bell?
Belt.
Oh, belt. Oh, punishment.
Okay. I would have thought autoerotic asphyxiation.
Yeah, my ass.
Okay. Okay. Starting with you, your earliest childhood memory that you can recall right now.
I remember being in Iowa. We went out to Iowa for some reason. We went to a steam thrasher convention. I remember eating ice cream in the caboose of a train.
Okay, that's a good one. How about you, Luke?
My earliest memory was I had on a cloth diaper, and I was up on the farm in West Virginia, and I had shit myself, and the chickens pecked.
I'm not talking about last week. I'm saying your childhood memory.
That was my first childhood memory. It was the chickens pecking off my diaper, eating the shit. I wouldn't eat chicken for a long time.
Are you serious? That's the first memory?
Yeah.
Wow, I did.
Maybe winner, chicken dinner.
Okay. We start with you. Where would you like to travel in the world? Somewhere you've never been. This is Chris Lute.
I would love to see the pyramids in Egypt.
Why would you think that would be really exciting? What part of that aspect of it?
Because I'm weird and I like all that, ancient alien stuff and ancient technology stuff. Yeah, I love that stuff.
Okay.
Like Sumerian, Anunnaki, origin stories.
Or mystical stuff?
I'm not much into woo, but is like enjoying this as a story. It's fun. It's fun to me.
Okay. Where would you like to go? A place you've never been before, Luke?
Along with Chris Lute, man, over in China, man, there's all these places that have yet to be explored, ancient things, man. And to me, I think it would be so fucking cool to be able to go over there, and I'm too old to do it now. I'm not physically fit.
There's a lot of places in China where there's 1.3 billion people that haven't been explored yet.
Yeah, it's unbelievable. There's places that they won't allow anybody to go explore. They don't want anybody disturbing the history out of respect.
So if I were to ask the question, why would you want to go? It's because, and you answered the question while you were saying it, because it's never been, no one's been there before. It's not like going up.
I don't want to bring back treasures. All I want to do is take pictures.
I'm not going to question your thing. Okay, I'm going to ask you. This is a difficult one because I won't judge you on this one. But this is, if you were on a bridge, I'm going to ask Luke, if you're on a bridge with a very obese man, and there was a trolley car coming fast towards a school bus with children, and there was a byline where you could throw a switch, but on that byline where the trolley would be taken away from the bus is a person. It doesn't have to be a fat guy because on the byline.
A fat guy.
I know. I should have said that. I was going to throw him off a bridge and stop it, but I realized the momentum wouldn't stop it. So let's go to a regular byline. So you just have to throw it. There's a workman on that bridge doing it. I know. I switched that. The only way to prevent it was throwing that switch, but by doing it, you're intentionally killing somebody. What would you do?
Well, that's the old, do you kill one to save 10?
I don't want to say what, the old what. What do you do?
But if he's fat enough, man, he might be able to go in between the two trains and absorb the shock and save everybody.
Who said 2 trains?
He said he was, I thought he said there was 2 trains coming.
No, there's one train.
Well, then you just shove him on the other track then, man.
No, he's working on the track. That's the line, and you're going to shunt that one off. And the other one that's coming down is the one.
The choice is fat adult, one fat adult, or
I know I made
several children.
I screwed it up. Because I actually probably had too much money. But either way, you have to you have to be negligent and allow the kids to die, or intentionally kill the person.
No, I would just go, what would Jesus do? You know what he would do?
You don't believe in any of that.
He wouldn't do shit.
Because I knew you were going to say that, Steve. I told you. What would you do?
What a cop-out.
I don't know.
Okay.
Same
Let me tell you what Jesus would do. Jesus would throw the switch. The fat man or woman. Yeah. Oh, yeah.
Oh, no. So whatever person.
No, he wouldn't, because his kids would go to heaven and Jesus would get to see him, man. If he killed the fat guy's been out of the bar
it doesn't matter
around. There's time to save the fat guy still, but the kids are already saved.
No judgment.
So now you're getting that. No, that's a theological discussion. That's a theological discussion about age of accountability and those kind of things.
Okay.
Look, man, kids got potential. You know, let's say this guy's 40. You're not so much potential at 40. I'm 38. Look, you know, I kind of am what I am.
He might be an engineer, one of the best engineers on the whole railroad, man.
That was a basic.
You did not have that information. You do not know.
Well, see,
for me,
none of us know. He didn't give us enough information.
No, that's a good question. There's no judgment.
The adult's getting it.
It's no judgment. I just threw that out here as a segment. Okay, I'll start with you. What is your favorite food to eat when you're high? When you're high, not when you're on anything. When I say high, your high is a unique way.
Oh, okay.
Not buzzing on something else, just being high.
Well, first you got to ask the question. You know, how are we defining high?
Yeah, high, meaning marijuana high.
Marijuana high. I don't know. I like
could be anything.
Doritos.
I'm going to ask you your own question. You're going to have that same question.
I like Doritos and Gatorade, probably.
Okay.
Yeah, man. But at this point, I've smoked so much marijuana.
Mine's pizza and egg rolls. Okay, what's yours?
Man, it could be any kind of junk, man.
Is it a dessert or is it a meal? Or is it salty? Salty goodness?
It could be burgers, it could be pizza, it could be tacos.
I know, well, that's a meal part. You're not dessert part. You're not eating cherry pie.
It could be fucking...
Could it be cherry pie?
Doritos with a fucking Snickers bar and a Coke.
Really?
Now, if I could go back to that, just I do remember early on being, you know,
ice cream's always
there's nothing quite like a Chinese buffet. In those early days,
you're introducing
of smoking.
Because I said egg roll.
In those early days of smoking, there's not much better than a Chinese buffet.
Who wouldn't like a Chinese buffet?
Well, who wouldn't like one?
Fried rice.
In Titusville, we didn't have a Chinese buffet yet, but we had Duff's Smorgasbord.
Oh yeah.
And it was kind of like a buffet, and they would have like Chinese food represented, but it wasn't like the real deal.
Okay.
She'd go in there high as fuck and fill up 5 fucking plates, man, sit at the table and eat. There used to be these old people that go through the line, man, these old ladies loading up their purse full of shrimp and shit.
Purse full of shrimp. I got this question is not psychological. It gives you directly the motivation. And withhold your answer. You can think about it as long as you want, but I'm going to ask you first. Would you shave your head for $10,000?
Man, I'd shave my head for $1,000.
$1,000?
Man, give me $500. I'll shave it now.
Okay. Same question to you, but I got a 2-part question for you. $10,000.
He's got a lot of identity.
$10,000, no aggravation.
Nah, fuck it. I don't need 10
Did you
grand.
shave Kim's head?
Nah.
For $10,000?
Nah, fuck no.
Are you kidding?
Is there an amount of money? That you would shave your head? Would a month, years?
$100,000, I'll shave my head. But
that's
not
it.
My beard.
Okay.
If you give me $10,000, if you're like, hey, Kim and both of them got to be shaved bald by Friday for $10,000. Come Saturday morning, they're like hairless rats. Are you kidding me?
No,
I would shave their hair on their body for $10,000.
Right there, I lose weight. of Luke's wife here.
Against their will.
The question to him, the last question I asked both of them, for $10,000, would you shave your head and beard? And then I said, would you shave Kim's head?
What did he say?
No.
Really?
Hell
Did he
no.
really?
He said no. He took no pause. He took no pause in. See? I'm not your enemy. Okay, last question to both of you before we sign off. Last question before we sign off. If you were to pick any other occupation, what would it be? Right now, let's say within a year. And you know what? And it's not that far-fetched because I'm older. We've established before, I'm older than all of you, and I started this is a new occupation. I know it's a vocation until I get paid. But, Chris.
My dream actually is to get paid to talk. I'd rather talk than... I love playing the guitar, but I do that shit for free.
I think you can. I think Chris could get paid to talk.
I like getting paid to talk.
And we know Luke can get paid to talk. But give me another one.
You know what I would be, man? But it'd have to be in a time period, man. I'd like to be a trucker back in the 60s, 70s.
Oh,
God damn it.
Man, that's good, because I would love to be like one of those killer steel guitar players from the 70s.
Yeah.
You remember those guys with the nice beard and the frosted brown glasses playing a big show bud? Oh, that'd be... Yeah, I'd like to be like a country steel player.
I know...
That's what I
Now I know you introduced another aspect to it. In another time, what occupation would you want to be? I like that. That's very good. I would like to be an investor in pre-1980s in tech stock. Since you have foreknowledge of everything like that. Well, listen, I'd like to thank Chris Lute and Chris. Where could someone find you?
A lot of Thursdays you can find me and Steve Vanini playing at the Bayside Grill. A lot of Saturdays you'll find the full band at the Bayside Grill. A lot of Fridays we alternate out. We do alternate Wednesdays with the full band at the Pilot House.
The Bayside Grill in Key Largo.
Yes.
And how about if they wanted to book you privately? Where would they go?
Contact me on Facebook.
Chris Lute. ChrisLute.
Yes.
Key Largo. Put in Key Largo. I think he's the only Key Largo. And Luke Glenn is the only Luke Glenn in Key Largo too. And Luke plays all over. But if you were, and I hesitate to say, but if you contact me at Key's Bartender, you need to know wherever Luke is to know how he's playing. Not if you have a lien against him or anything like that. Only if you want to know where he's playing. I'd be happy to do that.
Correct. This is not for IRS contact purposes.
No, it is not.
If we owe you money, this is not any way to reclaim these said monies.
And actually, ever since the storm, we're all still behind and
Luke,
trying to pay down.
Could you sign off with that song that you signed off on International Women's Day?
No, man. We gotta have.
You had to do it on International Women's Day. You won't do it.
I had the right vibe, man. That was the right vibe.
We didn't say anything. Okay. He signed off on International Women's Day with "I Love Pussy" song.
Oh yeah.
It was perfect. It was very appropriate.
It is the female temple.
Yes, it is.
Yeah.
Okay, we're gonna let's see if we can bring back this music here. I stopped it. Let's. Oh God. This is Jim Moran, the Keys Bartender, and I'd like to thank you all for listening, and we're signing off right now. Let's see what we got here. That's an issue. It's playing.
At Farmers Insurance, we know every windshield collision has a unique sound. Beetle. Bird poop. Drone. Seen it, covered it. Click for more.
We are farmers. Bum, 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 bum.
Underwritten by Farmers Truck Fire Insurance Exchanges and Affiliates. Products not available in every state.
And now, an ad from Dad.
All right, save money on car insurance when you bundle home and auto with Progressive. Can I take these off? All right. What is this? This looks good. Wow. That's well made. Where did you get this? I'm talking to you with the hair. Yeah, where did you get this? It's good stuff. That's solid. That's not veneer. That's solid stuff.
Progressive can't save you from becoming your parents, but we can save you money when you bundle home and auto. Progressive Casualty Insurance Company, affiliates, and other insurers. Discounts not available in all states or situations.